What's up, tubers? Welcome to Games Time. I'm James, and you know what time it is. It's time to talk about The Last of Us Part 1, Part 2, and Left Behind. Mostly because everyone keeps bitching about why it's a bad game and all that stuff. Well, not everyone, but it's... And I have a few thoughts on my own, and I've been wanting to say them for a while. I've just been waiting for the probably right time to say them because everyone hasn't finished it yet, and I finished it twice. Yeah, I have. Fuck, I did it the first, like when it first came out, I did it the first 3 days, binged like the number 2 with Ellie and Abby. My God, that was a fucking slog on a journey. That was, Jesus Christ. And then I upped the ante, played it again with New Game Plus, but on hard mode, and that took it even more out of me, because apparently everyone's fucking master shooter in the apocalypse. Fucking Christ. So, my points that I want to make. Last of Us Part 1 is set in 2013. Joel is 28 and was born in 1985. I've been doing my research because I'm going to make a few points here. So, when we start the game, Joel is 28. And then we bump it up to 20 years. So he is technically 48. 48? Yeah. And Joel loses his daughter straight away. Like, obviously, this is going to be spoilers heavy, so please be aware. And so it does a 20-year leap after Joel's daughter dies, and we get to play as Joel in trying to figure out his way during the apocalypse and everything. And he lives in a quarantine zone. Now, if you're not seeing the correlation between The Last of Us and the current virus right now, you're a fucking dumbass. Because it's like everyone in the quarantine zone, like, it's guarded by the police or the factions or whatever, but they've policed it so bad that you've got people sneaking out just to experience freedom. It's like people don't understand how the human brain, how human mind works. It's like you can say, oh, I'm going to stay home all day. You can keep busy with reading, writing, being creative, painting, whatever, drinking, eating, and all that stuff. There's only so much you can take in your own home. Like, believe me, in April, I lost my fucking mind for like a week. And so that's why... at least when we start as Joel, technically, and we walk the Boston quarantine area, there are cops that are coming in with a group of 5 people, and who have snuck out because, you know, they wanted to do something different, and one person got infected. So that's one thing. Now, again, I personally love The Last of Us Part 1. Great game, excellent storytelling. Takes about over a year to tell. It's roughly, if you slog it out and don't get fucking killed all the time, probably 18 hours, roughly, yeah, like a whole because if you want to search everywhere and all that and do everything, it's a good searchy searchy game. Now, my point that I'm trying to make for this being it's started in 2013, and Joel was born in 1985. Joel is old school. And 1985, dude, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. And we kind of hear that from his brother, from Tommy when we first meet him. It's like, oh, I was fucking scared of you. It's like, and if you pay attention to how Joel operates, he when he, let's say, interrogates, he doesn't do anything half-assed. He will beat the living shit out of you. He will ask you questions, but, you know, you got to answer him, because either way, you're going to get hurt or you're going to die, or both, because you're either lying or he's going to find someone to actually tell him the truth, and he doesn't give a shit. And so you got a 40-year-old man trying to 48-year-old man, nearly 50, trying to search for a 14-year-old, in the apocalypse where you can't technically trust humans, trust anyone. As Bill has said when we first meet him, the zombies, you know, the infected are easy to figure out. They just want to run around, bite you, infect you, eat you, kill you. While humans, they're more complicated, because you don't know who to trust, you don't know their intentions, and you don't know if they're going to be honourable to their word. Which, in my point of view, for this, being that Ellie is immune, no one in the 20-year span that they've survived from 2013 to 2033, with the way the infected have went, the people have gone, the cops, the Fireflies, and all that stuff, and all the different factions around the world, and the way the virus spread, no one would trust anyone to say, oh, don't shoot, I have a person who's not infected, trust me. It's like the Fireflies, you know, they had to go above and beyond just to try and not shoot everyone when they came in to try and get Ellie. And, you know, keep it secret. Because when that scanning machine thing, like, the cop was instantly going to shoot Ellie. It's like, but no, Ellie had to explain that she was immune. It was like, her bite was 3 weeks old. And it's just like, at the time, it's like during when Left Behind happened. So you got to remember, everyone is paranoid. They've seen their friends die. They've seen people been turned into, you know, infected and go off their minds within fucking minutes. And so they've either had to run, shoot, and or hide. So, you know, my point for that is being that Ellie is immune, like, that's all well and good, but only one person with the immunity over 20 years, there is no point trying to find a cure. Unless, like, hear me out, unless there was about 10 people and it was over 5 years. Now, let me explain that. Because, like I said, 20 years is a lot of give and take. Because everyone is paranoid, everyone has been running, and you've seen the infected. Like, there are the newly infected that just go there are the let's say infected that have been hibernating. So they've got more mushrooms on their heads and everything, and it's just like they're hard to kill because it's basically like a bulletproof thing on the head. And then you have the fucking bloaters, which basically the whole body has been infected and the whole mushroom and infection has taken over. And it takes a lot to kill, and they throw their fucking what was it? What would you call it? The poison sacks at people. That's over a 20-year span. And you want to try and find a cure during that? Go fuck yourself. With one person? No. The cure, and this goes for currently right now in the real world, it would work well to try and find it with 10 people. So dissect one person to get their immunity. Test a few subjects, and if it doesn't work, you have 9 left. See? And within the first 5 years, it's within the first stages of the virus where they're all like hello, and not like a mushroom face. Because what's the point of trying to cure someone with a mushroom face when they don't have their original face and they're all got boils and everything? Do you really want to live like that? Like if you brought back from the brink of madness and insanity and you're all covered in boils and sores and half a mushroom, would you really want to live like that? No, you would instantly kill yourself. So my point is that there is not I love the game, but there's no point trying to find a cure in the 20-year span with one savior. If they had 10 during a 5-year span, then that would work. Because like I said, you've got trial and error. You can test on multiple people, and you've got subjects. One dies, what happened? Let's try something different with number 9. Do it a different way, do it with just a few different other people. Oh, that fucked up too. Oh dear, we've got 8. Oh dear, this is getting a bit bad. Plus, you don't know if those who you are trying to cure with their DNA, that their bodies are gonna accept it. Like not everyone's accepts a new liver, a new heart, or blood transfusions. People are allergic to whatever and all that thing. It's up in the fucking air. So it's not gonna work. I'm sorry. That the Last of Us Part 2, it's a survival apocalypse game where you escort Ellie to try and go to the Fireflies. It's a failure in that execution in itself. Like, it's a good try, but no. Which brings me to David, where we meet him in this after Joel and Ellie go to the college to try and find the Fireflies, and Joel, impales himself. David and his group of people are cannibals. And you're going to tell me you come to someone like, oh, I have a cure. They're not going to be like, okay, come in. We're not going to eat you. Yeah, fuck that. I'm going to trust a fucking cannibal. So, Joel, Marlene. Yes. Now, Last of Us Part 2. Oh, there we go. With all their shenanigans. The way it's set up and the way it goes, being it's an over 40-hour game, I love it. It's amazing. It's awesome. It's hold on, sorry. Like it tore my heart out. Mostly because first playthrough, you have your assumptions and all that stuff, and as you go along, it's a hard ass thing to follow. Now everyone is like, oh, Ellie and Dina, they're gay. Where it's like, does it really matter? When you're in a situation, uh, close together with people, you don't know who you attract. It's fucking weird. Like sometimes you just get attracted to a personality or a person, and you fall in love or whatever. And the fact that these two come together, it's amazing. And being that there's an old school, we'll say an old school bigot, because Joel comes to the safety of, Joel comes quickly to be like, hey dude, fuck you. Not Owen, to Seth, when he was like, oh, this is a family friendly thing, we don't need dykes. It's like, dude, doesn't matter. It's like, being that you're in a new generation now, technically, I'll say a new generation, so 2039, and being that not everyone has grown up with your old school values, it's more of the fact that it's a free for all. Like, fuck, love is love. Shut the fuck up. Get over it. Like, I don't understand why everyone is like, oh my god, would you rather see a normal, like, a couple, when I say a normal couple, a man and a wife punching each other up and like, oh, that's the definition of love? No, like, Ellie and Dina are dancing. It's nice. It's lovely. They kissed. It's not like they were finger banging in the fucking middle of the dance floor. So that's a bit graphic, but you understand what I mean. It's a nice, innocent moment. I like the fact that, I don't like their relationship that much. It's very, oh, hey, you're a dumbass. Haha, fuck you, come here. It's like, well, I see it. Like, we've all, got our way of seducing, if you want to call it that. It's like, I'm sure everyone's has tried their own negging or reverse psychology and all that and stuff. When Ellie and Dina were searching for doing their rounds, got caught in the snowstorm and found the school and found Otis's weed stash. Before finding that deer, like, they were having a normal conversation, like, oh, how are you? Like, what are you doing tonight? Oh, Joel and I are going to watch a movie. Oh, that sounds nice. What's that about? Like, they were having a normal conversation, like, as friends do, as partners do. If you're I'm a bit of an awkward person. I've had girlfriends, I've had other friends and all that stuff. I've been weirdly attracted to certain people that I didn't think I would be. To be honest, for the movie Stir of Echoes, Kevin Bacon is kind of hot in that movie. I don't know why. It's like, that's weird. It's the way he looks in that movie, and it's just like, it's an older attraction to him. I'm like, cool. And and I don't mind Kevin Bacon, but he's not like my go-to hottie in Hollywood guy for me, but in that movie he is. And so